It doesn't really matter how Harry and Meghan try to spin the narrative. 2023 was an absolute disaster for the Duke and Duchess of Hypocrisy, and in spite of what these alleged experts are claiming, I don't believe 2024 is going to be any better. Hello everyone, welcome back to the King YouTube channel. Well, folks, we are nearly there. We're about to say goodbye to 2023 and hello 2024. I don't know about you all, but I have already made a few resolutions for myself for 2024, resolutions which I'm guessing I'm going to break probably in the first 2 weeks. Like, for example, no sweets except on special occasions. But unfortunately, I didn't really define what a special occasion is, so I might be able to break that one pretty easily. Anyway, enough about me. Now on to Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Hypocrisy. What on earth is in store for them in 2024? Well, I think by now you all know exactly where I stand. I predict we're going to see more of the same from Harry and Meghan. More trying and much more failing than probably we even saw in 2023. I don't know if their Netflix contract is going to last all throughout 2024. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear news that they've dropped them. And as for Harry and his family, well, again, I don't see that peace is on the horizon in this situation. In fact, I think things could probably even get worse. But maybe I'm too pessimistic. Maybe I'm too much of a cynic. So let's see what some more optimistic people are thinking. Well, according to this article in the Mirror, the headline reads, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will reunite with King Charles next year. Now, immediately I called BS. Who is making this claim? I mean, how do they know that Harry and Meghan will reunite with the king? What makes them believe that the king wants to reunite with those traitors? Anyway, let's see what they have to say. According to the royal expert Ingrid Seward, who spoke with GB News, Meghan and Harry need the king and his blessing far more than the king needs them. Well, that's true, but somehow she believes that means that they're going to be seeing him. Ingrid went on to say, obviously King Charles wants to see his son and his grandchildren, and last summer he apparently invited them to Balmoral, which they turned down, end quote. Well, I think she's assuming a little too much here. To me, it's not obvious that the king would want to see them at this point. After everything that has happened, after the horrible things that Harry said about Camilla in his book, and even King Charles too. And then when we add in the fact that we don't even know if these children are real, something tells me the king is not desperate to see Harry and Meghan and the invisible children. In fact, I think for now, he's happy for them to keep their distance. Now, for all intents and purposes, it could be true that the king invited Harry and the Invisibles to come visit him at Balmoral over the summer, and that they turned it down. I would absolutely believe that, but that was last summer. This is now. We have certainly seen some incidents happen over the past few months that could mean that the king is no longer interested in visiting with Harry and the invisible children. For example, the king did not invite Harry to his own birthday party. To me, that speaks volumes about the state of the relationship between Harry and his father. Now, I know supposedly Harry and the invisible children called him for his birthday, and maybe Meghan even spoke with him too, but sources have not confirmed this, and I am still very skeptical about that story. Another thing we have got to consider here is that Harry is still embroiled in this legal fight over security in the UK. I don't think he's going to be rolling up with his invisible children and his narcissistic wife unless he gets his way in the courtroom and gets his security reinstated. Because let's remember, the entire case hinges upon Harry's claim that he feels so unsafe. He feels like his family is in danger whenever they're in the UK. If he just shows up with them, well, that's going to blow all his claims right out of the water. And while Harry probably is stupid enough to do something like that, I don't believe his lawyers are going to allow such an act. Another thing is that Harry has been told he must give advance notice to the palace if he's going to come and visit. It doesn't matter if he's coming to say hello to his father or if he wants to stay in one of the royal properties. He is required to let them know in advance. That's something he failed to do the last time he came, remember, and so he was not allowed to stay at one of the royal properties. Paul Burrell, who was incredibly close to Princess Diana when she was still living, has weighed in on this issue. So back in September, he told the Mirror that there's no chance that Harry is going to come see his father without getting prior permission. Burrell's opinion is that Harry knows the rules, and so he doesn't believe that Harry is likely to try to see his family without a formal invitation. He said, quote, he knows the regulations, he knows the protocols. He knows that even though he could probably drive up to Kensington Palace and go through the police because he's a prince, and he could probably knock on Kate and William's door, but he knows that's not what he should do because he won't go anywhere near a royal residence, and he will not bother the royals unless he's invited in. I do believe that Paul Burrell knows what he's talking about here. Over time, we have seen that it's Meghan who completely disregards all tradition, all protocols, and rules regarding the royal family. But Harry was raised in this world. He knows all about it, and even he wouldn't be that awful and so disrespectful to just show up. Meghan absolutely would, but I think Harry feels a bit sheepish right now. He knows that he has messed up. He knows that his father and brother are not happy with him. His brother may hate him for the rest of his life. He may never be forgiven by William. Now, with the king, I think things are going to be a little easier for Harry. I mean, the king does have a soft spot for him, but William certainly doesn't. And I think even Harry knows that if he were to do something like just show up uninvited, that would be the end of it. That would be the final nail in the coffin of the relationship between Harry and his entire family. I also believe that on some level, even in spite of everything we have seen from Harry, he knows that once he and Meghan split up, he's going to need a soft place to land. He is going to need his family to lean on. So I do believe that Harry knows he's got to be on his best behavior. He better play his cards right, or he's never going to be welcomed back by his family. And the sad truth is, it may already be too late. Alright, so that claim turned out to not be as ridiculous as I first thought it was going to be. But there's another article that I have got to share with you all that showed up in GB News. The headline for this one, just wait for it, get this, is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle inundated with big money offers for 2024. Yes, you heard me right. Inundated with big money offers. What are they on about? Let's take a look. Well, so for this article, they spoke with an entertainment expert named Mark Borman, and he must be living in the Harkle zone because what he says sounds to me like the ramblings of an insane person. So he said, with multi-million-dollar deals in place for multiple book deals and ownership of publication rights to a novel, besides running the Archwell Foundation, the Sussexes are actively shaping their narrative and are certainly not waiting for something to happen. Was this written by Meghan? Doesn't this sound just like her shaping their narrative? This sounds like her variety of word salad, so maybe Mark Boardman is just Meghan wearing a mustache or something. I also think it is a bit of a stretch to claim that they own the publication rights to a novel. I don't think they do. Netflix owns the publication rights, and maybe they have said that they're going to give it to Archwell Productions, but I don't think they have committed to giving it to Archwell. I think if they decided to give it to somebody else instead, they would be well within their rights. Now, maybe I'm wrong on this. Let me know in the comments if you know something more on this than I do. But see, the stuff I have read makes it sound like it was Netflix who bought that. It was not Harry and Meghan and Archwell, which makes sense, because where would they have come up with the money for that anyway? Alright, let's see what else this Mark Boardman, aka Meghan Markle, has to say. He went on to say, I know from years working in the media that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be inundated with various offers to attend events and support good causes, end quote. Okay, again, what is he talking about? Who is wanting Harry and Meghan, the infamous grifters, to support their charity? Nobody at this point in time. I mean, just look at what they've done with Invictus. They made an absolute mess of it because they only wanted to get attention for themselves. I don't believe charitable organizations want anything to do with Harry and Meghan. And as for what else did he say? To attend events? I mean, again, who wants Harry and Meghan to show up to any event? Let's remember, Meghan cannot even be trusted to walk down a red carpet in a timely manner. At that variety event back in November, they had to shove her along because she just wouldn't get out of the way. Let's just put it this way, the kind of events that Harry and Meghan would love to attend are not going to be the events they're invited to. Mark went on to say, this is in addition to being receipt an array of collaborations to speaking engagements that all would equate to a full-time role. 2024 holds the potential for a more positive year for the Sussexes financially, with more money rolling in no matter what they choose to focus on. Well, Archwell Foundation at least lost money in 2023, but I don't believe that that's a predictor of success for the grifters in 2024. Again, what is this guy even talking about? He mentions collaborations and speaking engagements, but again, what is he referring to? Nobody wants Harry and Meghan to come up and give a word salad speech at their function, and nobody wants to work with them either. We have not heard anything about any of these collaborations that he's alluding to. And also, that's not how Hollywood works. I mean, after somebody has a horrible year and falls flat on their face time and time again, it's called grifters and lazy by executives. It's not like the next year everybody's lining up to work with them. Oh, let's give them another chance. No, Harry and Meghan are finished in Hollywood. Mark also said winning back more public support and being more open will create more opportunities. And he told the Express strategic choices, open communication, and focusing on impactful projects will play pivotal roles in their ongoing journey. Okay, sure, Megan. Impactful projects. This came straight from her. So I guess maybe she's replaced Scooby Doo with this guy since after Endgame she doesn't want to admit to knowing him. When are Harry and Meghan going to realize that pushing these false narratives isn't doing them any favors? Putting this stuff out in the media claiming that they're going to be so successful, that everybody's wanting a piece of them, everybody wants to work with them, it's not convincing. We're simply not that dumb. We're not that gullible. Instead, if they would just lay low for a little while, actually do some real work, maybe they could change things for themselves, but I don't think they're ever going to do that. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I predict more of the same BS from Meghan and Harry in 2024. Because at the end of the day, just like a leopard cannot change its spots, a couple of grifters cannot change their ways. All right, everybody, that is all the time that we have for now. So in the comments section, please let me know what you think about these predictions for Meghan and Harry in 2024. Are they going to reunite with King Charles? Are they going to be inundated with these big money offers? Let me know what you think. As always, if you enjoyed this video today, please don't hesitate to like and share it with your friends and family who would enjoy it too. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.